Hi guys, there's something no one wants to say out loud anymore, so I will. We live in a culture where the body count conversation gets flipped. If a man brings it up, he's labeled as insecure, and if a woman avoids it, she's called empowered. But here's what no one is admitting. Body count still matters. It matters because it affects pair bonding, it shapes long-term loyalty, it rewires how she views men, sex, and emotional connection. You don't need a number, you need to listen. Because a woman who slept with a lot of men won't tell you directly. She will never tell you directly. Through casual phrases she's repeated so many times they sound normal, but they're not.
You think you found la donna perfetta? Think again, amico. These women know the game, and if you don't see the signs, you're not her boyfriend. You're her backup plan. So listen closely, capo. Cause if she says even one of these lines, you better vanish before she ruins your name, your peace, and your future. This ain't about love. This is about survival in the streets of modern dating. And only the sharp ones make it out alive.
Body count is just a number. This is the go-to line when her number is high and her tolerance for judgment is low. She doesn't want to explain it. She doesn't want to own it. She wants to convince you that you shouldn't care. This phrase is a preemptive strike designed to flip the guilt onto you. But if it was really just a number, she wouldn't need to diffuse the topic before it even starts. Think about that. Women instinctively know that a man values exclusivity. A woman who's proud of her choices won't dodge. She dodges because deep down, she knows it changes how you see her. So instead of transparency, she gives you permission to suppress your own standards.
When a woman says that body count is just a number, she's not trying to inform you, she's trying to disarm you. That phrase isn't innocent. It's an emotional shield. It's a way to flip the guilt before the topic even comes up, as if she already knows that what she carries could change the way you see her. Think about it. If it really were just a number, why the rush to justify it? Why the need to convince you not to care? Because deep down, she knows most men value exclusivity. She knows certain numbers don't go unnoticed. And no matter how much people try to romanticize or downplay it, choices reveal a lot. And they come with consequences. A woman who's truly at peace with her past doesn't hide behind scripted lines. She owns it. But when there's evasion, there's a reason. When she gets defensive, it means something. And that says far more than her words ever will. You have every right to keep your standards, capiche? Don't let yourself be manipulated by lines designed to silence your instincts. In the end, it's not about control, it's about clarity. About knowing what you're looking for and refusing to settle for less. Because in this life, ragazzo, respect is earned, not negotiated.
Number 2, if men can do it, women can do it too. This is where logic gets weaponized. She's not trying to match energy, she's trying to erase consequence. She wants to sleep around, detach emotion, call it liberation, and still be seen as high quality. But here's the problem. Biology doesn't work like that. When men sleep around, they increase sexual options. When women do it, they decrease how deeply they can bond with a man. Why? Because men are wired to reproduce. Women are wired to pair bond. The more men she's had, the harder it becomes to connect deeply to any one man. So when she uses this phrase, what she's saying is, I want to do what I want to do, and I want you not to care. But if you accept that, you're signing up for a relationship built on male guilt and female entitlement.
When a woman says, if men can do it, women can do it too. Pay close attention, ragazzo. This isn't about equality. It's about erasing consequences. She doesn't want to match energy. She wants a free pass. A license to sleep around, detach emotion, call it liberation, and still expect to be seen as high value in a man's eyes. But here's the problem. Reality doesn't bend to ideology. Biology doesn't care about hashtags or empowerment slogans. When men sleep around, they expand options. When women sleep around, they lose the ability to bond deeply. Why? Because men are wired to spread seed. Women are wired to pair, bond, and nurture. That's not patriarchy, it's nature. And when she fights nature, she ends up fighting herself. So understand what she's really saying when she uses this phrase, I want to do whatever I want. And I want you to shut up and accept it. But if you agree, know what you're signing up for. A relationship built on male guilt and female entitlement. And in this life, ragazzo, no man with dignity accepts a deal like that. Because respect isn't given to someone who trades it away for temporary thrills. It's given to the woman who knows her value and acts like it.
Number 3, I just like my freedom. This one gets thrown around during the relationship talk. She says she's independent and she's not trying to be controlled. But what she's really saying is, I want your attention and emotional investment without obligation though. This phrase is non-exclusivity dressed up as independence. She wants to move like she's single while benefiting from your consistency. She's been through enough men to know commitment limits options. So she throws out freedom to keep the door cracked open. But here's the game. She doesn't want to be claimed unless you're better than her past. That's not freedom, that's leverage. And if you go along with it, you're just a placeholder until she upgrades.
When she says, I just like my freedom, listen carefully, ragazzo. This isn't about independence. It's about keeping her options open while locking down your loyalty. She wants your attention, your emotional investment, your consistency, but without giving you commitment in return. This phrase is non-exclusivity disguised as empowerment. She wants to move like she's single while benefiting from everything you offer as a devoted man. She's been with enough men to know that commitment closes doors, so she throws out freedom as her shield to keep the door cracked open for the next opportunity that might be better. Here's the real game. She doesn't want to be claimed unless you're clearly an upgrade from her past. That's not freedom, that's leverage. And if you accept it, if you play along hoping she'll change, you're just a placeholder, a comfortable pit stop until something with a shinier badge shows up. In the old world, we call that what it is: manipulation. A woman who truly wants freedom moves alone and asks for nothing. A woman who says this while reaping your loyalty isn't independent. She's just opportunistic. Remember, ragazzo, real men don't sign up to be one option among many. They are the choice. Capisce?
Number 4, sex doesn't really mean anything to me. This is what a disconnected nervous system sounds like. She's not confident, she's numb. And that numbness didn't start naturally, it was trained. Here's the biology. Every time a woman has sex, her brain releases oxytocin, which is the bonding hormone. When that bonding gets broken over and over again with no emotional return, her system adapts. She detaches, she disconnects, she treats intimacy like a handshake because it's been meaningless for so long. When she says this, it's not a flex. It's a confession of emotional burnout. She's telling you that she could sleep with a man and not care because she's already done it too many times to still feel anything from it.
When she says, sex doesn't really mean anything to me, pay attention, ragazzo. That's not confidence talking. That's numbness. It's not freedom. It's emotional burnout disguised as liberation. Because here's the truth. A woman's brain releases oxytocin every time she's with a man. That hormone bonds her to him, creates connection, makes her feel safe. But when that bond gets broken again and again with no emotional return, her system adapts. She disconnects. Intimacy becomes nothing more than a handshake. Mechanical, empty, routine. She's trained herself to detach because feelings started to hurt too much. And now, she wears that numbness like armor, calling it strength, when in reality, it's just proof of damage. When she says sex means nothing, it's not a flex, it's a confession. She's telling you she could sleep with you and not care. Because she's done it so many times before, there's nothing left to feel. That's not the energy of a woman ready to build anything real. That's the energy of someone so broken inside that connection has become impossible. And in this life, ragazzo, you never invest in someone who treats what's sacred as disposable. Because if sex means nothing to her, imagine how little your loyalty will mean when someone more exciting comes along.
Number 5, I don't regret anything. I learned from every single experience. This is how she rebrands a reckless past as growth. She turns every ex into a lesson, every hookup into a chapter. And if you buy into it, you'll convince yourself she's wiser because she's had more men. But what she's really doing is laundering her past into something socially acceptable. She's not being honest, she's being strategic. Because if she admitted the real reason she slept with so many men, which would be impulse, attention, boredom, revenge, you will walk away. And she knows that. So she wraps it in a bow and calls it evolution.
When she says, I don't regret anything, I learned from every single experience, pay attention, ragazzo. That's not wisdom talking. It's marketing. She's not confessing growth. She's rebranding a reckless past as personal evolution. Every ex becomes a lesson. Every random hookup becomes a chapter. And suddenly, her body count turns into a self-help journey. But here's the truth. No one says out loud. She's not being honest. She's being strategic. Because if she admitted the real reasons, impulse, boredom, attention, revenge, you'd walk away. Without a second thought, she knows it, so she launders her past, repackages it with pretty words, and sells it to you as strength. It's not evolution. It's damage control. It's her way of making a history of poor choices sound like an intentional path to enlightenment. But understand this, ragazzo. Wisdom doesn't come from the number of men she's been with. Wisdom comes from restraint, discernment, and knowing her worth. When a woman feels the need to turn mistakes into badges of honor, it's not because she's healed, it's because she knows the truth still holds power over her image. And in this life, never invest in someone who needs to rebrand their past just to be accepted in your future.
I mean, everyone has a past, but this phrase never gets thrown out unless her past would make you leave. She's not just trying to move on, she's testing you. She wants to know, will you ignore it? Will you overlook it? Will you be the one man who accepts what the other 10 wouldn't? This is reputation management in disguise. She wants the benefit of having a clean slate without having to live like she earned it. And if you accept that phrase without asking questions, she knows she has you.
When she says, everyone has a past, pay close attention, ragazzo. This phrase never comes up unless her past is the kind that would make you walk away. She's not just trying to move on. She's testing you. She wants to see if you'll ignore it, overlook it, be the one man who accepts what the other 10 couldn't. This isn't about honesty or healing. This is reputation management in disguise. She wants the benefits of a clean slate without ever having to live in a way that earned it. She wants your acceptance to wash away everything she's done before you. And if you agree without questions, without standards, she knows she has you wrapped around her finger. Understand this. A woman truly at peace with her past won't use this phrase. She'll own her choices without needing your validation. But when she throws out, annoyed, everyone has a past, it's a shield to block your judgment and keep her secrets buried. Never forget, ragazzo, forgiveness is earned, not demanded. And a clean slate doesn't come from erasing history. It comes from living with dignity moving forward. Don't become the fool who thinks mercy is love. Because in this life, if you ignore the truth she hides, you're signing up to carry a burden that was never yours in the first place.
Number 7, I was just having a phase. This one always comes after the damage is done. She's not calling it a mistake, she's calling it a season. The clubbing, the hookups, the tender flings, it's all filed under her past life. Now she's ready to settle down, but what she really means is the options have dried up. This isn't self-awareness, it's her trying to rebrand herself. She wants the title of wife now that she's already lived like the wild girl, and she wants you to believe you're getting the best version of her, when you're really just getting the cleanup version.
Just having a phase. Sounds harmless, right, ragazzo? But pay attention. Women only use this line when the dust has already settled. She's not calling her choices mistakes. She's calling them a season. All the clubbing, random hookups, Tinder flings, neatly filed away as her past life. And now, like magic, she's ready to settle down. But let's be real. What she's actually saying is simple. Her options have run out. This isn't some deep moment of self-reflection. It's marketing, a rebrand. She spent her prime living like the wild girl, and now that the invitations are slowing down, she wants the title of wife to lock in security. Don't let her fool you into thinking you're getting her best version. You're getting the cleanup version. The version that's tired, that carries invisible baggage, that's trying to rewrite her own story by using your loyalty as proof she's changed. Never forget, ragazzo, calling it a phase doesn't erase what it did to her soul. Her past built who she is today, and if that past was filled with chaos, don't expect peace to come just because her looks are fading. You're not her fresh start, you're her safety net. Choose wisely, because when you marry her, you don't just get her today. You get everything she tries to hide behind that sweet little phrase.
Number 8, I don't get attached easily. This one sounds chill on the surface. She says it like it's maturity, like she's in control. But the truth is, she's detached because she's been through too many meaningless experiences. Women are biologically wired to connect through sex. It's a normal, natural thing. So when a woman tells you that she doesn't get attached easily, what she's really saying is, I've had to numb myself because sex hasn't meant anything to me for a long time. If you're looking for something casual, she's perfect. If you're looking for real connection, she can't even access that anymore.
I don't get attached easily. Sounds chill, right, ragazzo? Almost like maturity, like she's in control of her emotions. But here's the truth. She's not detached because she's enlightened. She's detached because she's numb. Too many meaningless experiences. Too many bodies without intimacy. Too many nights where sex meant nothing but distraction. A woman is wired to bond through sex. It's biology. So when she says attachment doesn't happen easily, what she's really saying is, I've done it so many times that now I feel nothing. If all you want is something casual, she's perfect. No drama, no feelings, no expectations. But if you're looking for something real, for connection, for loyalty, she can't even access that anymore. Because someone who has burned every bridge to their own heart has nothing left to give yours. And that's it, ragazzi. These were the phrases women use to hide the truth behind pretty words. Remember, words can be sweet, but actions reveal reality. Don't ignore the signs. Don't let loneliness blind you to what's right in front of your eyes. If you learned something today, leave a comment below and tell me, have you heard any of these lines before? What did you do about it? Hit that like button to show the familia you're awake to the game. Subscribe for more no-nonsense truths about modern dating, masculinity, and survival in this twisted world. Stay sharp, ragazzi. Until next time, ciao.
Non più tra i farfalloni amoroso, notte e giorno di torno girano, delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto a dolcino d'amor.